Oh, right, of course, because I should know who that is.
I don't care what you think.
I'll
tell you something that rubbed me right.
Felger and Maz on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Maz has an announcement on the Red Sox. Go ahead.
Okay, so we are always venturing to add more content here in a number of ways, digital content, what have you. So we're going to try this season with the Red Sox, pick our spots, and occasionally do live watch parties on our YouTube channel on 98.5thesportshub.com, on youtube.com. And so we'll start that tonight after the baseball hour with the Yankees in town. I got to shoot home from here. Jim Louth is going to produce it. So we'll be going online at about 8 o'clock, but we'll do the middle of the Red Sox game. We'll pick other games during the course of the year, give us a chance to do a little bit of analysis when we can, talk about player strengths and weaknesses, what have you, and, encourage listener and viewer participation. So we encourage you to join on our YouTube channel.
Content's going to be hard to come by when you have 2 hits and are losing 5-1.
Yes, no, that is correct. Although that depends how you look at that, because it does open the door to rip away. So, but we'll start tonight and looking forward to it.
It's just, as everyone should be, it's just feeling more and more like they actually might really suck.
Yep, and I agree.
Like, at what point do you go from slow start to, no, you actually suck?
Well, we're pretty close now. So this thing's got to turn sooner rather than later. Otherwise, people are going to check out, and I think a lot of them already have.
So that's on the board.
In which case, we won't do as many as we plan.
That's one of the things we're discussing today. Everything's on the board. Derek in Foxborough on the Celtics 3-point shooting. Yes, Derek.
Yeah, so I just don't think Missoula in the shooting that's the least of their problems. I mean, Maxey took 12 threes last night. Edgecombe took 10 threes. Like, they were bombing away back there.
But
they just
Derek,
happened to make that.
Hold on, Derek. Don't you think it's different to take them when you're making them and you're hot versus continue to take them when you're ice cold? Don't you think there's a difference between those two things?
Well, you got, like Missoula says, you got to shoot your way out of it.
Why?
I mean, his system's fine.
Why do you have to shoot your way out of it from there?
Because Tatum and Brown are getting doubled. The play is to kick it out to one of the shooters, and Pritchard sucked last night. Hauser, White, I think they were 4 for 22 combined. Like that, they just
Derek,
need to make the shots. And
Derek, write this down. Write this down. If I can't guarantee they're going to keep playing that way, because I think Brad Stevens might come downstairs and tell Joe to cut the crap again, or the players just might take over themselves. So I don't know what they're going to do going forward, but write this down. Here's a guarantee. If they continue to play that way, they will lose.
Well, what do you want to play like Houston? Have you watched the Dokas Rockets play offense? They can't even dribble the ball. It's like kindergarten compared to what Missoula runs.
There's a middle ground, Derek.
If you're ice cold, try to go inside. I find it in a night like last night, it's so lazy to just keep chucking up threes is really what it comes down to.
The line of demon, there's some easy sort of markers. And one is, do you shoot more threes than twos? Okay, I think last night it was 53s and 39 twos, something like that.
Yeah, it was like 50 to 42 or something like that.
Okay, so it was pretty definitively in, if you shoot more threes than twos, you're not going to make it. No team that's ever done that has even gone to a finals.
No, you're right, 50 and 39.
Okay, so that's just way out of whack. In fact, when I went back and looked at it,
that's grossly out of whack.
You have to be by 10%. At least 10% greater twos over threes. If it's anything close to 50-50 in threes and twos, you're not going to win. If you're over 50%, meaning you shoot more threes than twos, forget about it. You are the Houston Rockets of Mike D'Antoni. And I'm going to add a second thing. If you continue to let Tatum trigger the offense in the fourth quarter, that's going to get you beat. Because I think that's when you fall into some of those bad habits. You had a chance. The game was well within hand after even all the missed 3-pointers and stuff that went wrong. 6 minutes left. You're down 2 with the ball.
Yep.
Tatum took an early shot clock 3 that wasn't even close. Next possession, he came down isolated on the far elbow, then kicked it to Derek White for a 3. He missed. Celtics call timeout. They come out of the timeout. Jason Tatum throws it away, trying to hit Keita in the lane. 3 possessions, all triggered by Tatum. 3 empty possessions, nothing. Now you're down 12. Game over.
That pass to Keita was a horrible pass. But to your point, the two are related. Because when the offense runs through Tatum, he's far more inclined to settle for a 3-pointer out by the line and suck the life out of the shot clock.
Derek, if you think that system's fine, we'll see. I'm not giving you the championship year. You were never challenged. It was never put to the test. The system was never put to the test 2 years ago. You never had to go more than 5 games. All the best players on the other team were hurt. You were never challenged. If you're challenged this year, let's see. If you play more the way they played during pockets of the season, and if it's more of a Jaylen Brown kind of production versus a Jason Tatum production, you can win it all. But if you play like you tried to play last night, you're going to lose. I told you this last year. I'll tell you it again. I thought you weren't going to do that anymore. I thought Stevens had gotten to Missoula or the Brown influence had taken over or whatever, but I guess not. How about Paul in Fairhaven? Go, Paul, quick.
Hey, guys. Hey, with the Patriots, Milton last year was, when he got hurt, they were 5th in run defense. By the time he came back, they dropped all the way down to 23rd. And I'm watching Nick Caserio, all the draft things show Nick Caserio in Houston taking the nose tackle from Ohio State, and I'm hoping we get up and get him. That would really elevate our defense. Thanks for the call.
Paul wants a D-line. He thinks that's a need. Do you agree, Mess?
It's one of them. I mean, if you count edges, D-line. If you're talking interior, I mean, it does free them up ultimately to either move Barmore or do something like that. So I expect them to go either O-line or front 7 on defense. To me, that's where their 2 biggest needs are if they want to be a championship team.
Larry in Andover, are you there?
Yeah. Yes. Hey, charge the phone. Hey, those 3 games last night. This is my Larry's tears of bleeps. Number 3 is the Bruins. Hey, they won the game. They almost gave it away, but at least it was an exciting game. Number 2, the Red Sox. 4 hits. I got bored and I started watching the Bruins game. And number 1, I didn't see the Celtic game, but they should be ashamed of themselves losing to the Sixers. And I never liked Peacocks to begin with. Have a nice day, guys.
Okay, all right.
Larry's tears.
The losing to me is not the issue with the Celtics.
No, it's the how.
If they drop a game and it's a gentleman's sweep, big deal. You're allowed an off night. That's not my issue. It's how they played it. It was kind of a carbon copy to how they kicked it away last year against the Knicks.
Definitely. I feel that way about just about every team in town. I'm more interested in how they're playing. Look, because, again, sometimes you're going to play well and something crazy is going to happen. You're going to lose, or the other guy's going to play better, or whatever. I'm not none of us are unrealistic about what the outcome is. You're not going to win them all. I get that. But if you have your head up your ass philosophically and you're doing something stupid, that's annoying.
The Celtics' play style last year was a losing play style. It's why you lost. They didn't lose because of their talent. They lost because of how they played. And they played the same way last night.
Yep.
That's the story.
And I thought they were past it.
Do they know it or not? That's that. They're not going to lose to the Sixers. Thomas in West Roxbury. Go, Thomas.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I know I called in a couple days ago crapping all over the Pistons for losing that game, and then what do you know, we lose the other day. But I think it's about time we have an honest conversation about Derek White. He's been freaking atrocious in the last month. I think we should get Shireman some more tick. Thanks, guys.
You tell me, Maz. I mean, can we keep playing Derek White, just bring him in from outside the line?
To me, that's the play. Look, defensively, he's still pretty good. But the offensive part of it is true. I would love to see did he take more threes this year and more shots than he ever has before?
Here, talk for a second. I'll look it up.
Yeah, I wonder about that because I do wonder whether he's one of those guys that, like most people, there's a limit somewhere as to how much you can ask him to do.
Yes, diminishing returns. So field goal attempts were a career high, 14.5.
Okay. And the three's got to be an all-time high.
So 3-point attempts, no. He took more the year before.
Okay. But he played more. What about minutes?
He averaged 9 a game last year. He averaged 8.3 a game this year. Minutes were up only marginally. He played 33.9 a game last year, 34.1 this year.
Okay, so look, there's lots of ways to figure this out, but I also think that with the departure of Holiday, with the departure of Porzingis, his usage rate is probably higher. I mean, he has to have handled the ball more. And,
I will say his 3-point percentage is the lowest it's been since he was a Celtic.
Right, it's dropped.
Since he got, not including the year he got traded here.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if that's a byproduct of being more of a focus or an emphasis in the offense, particularly while Tatum was out. So, again, it was him and Brown. It was the two of them. And more was asked of him, and he played worse.
I just think he should be one of those guys that if he's feeling it and hitting from out there, of course. I would not, though, be the guy that says just keep shooting him. Like you're Ray Allen or something.
He's a good role player is what he is.
That's how he looks like out there. Like, we need to get your shot going. No, you don't. No, you don't. If he's hitting, absolutely, by all means. But if you're not feeling it that night, he's such a good all-around ball player. Why can't he do everything else and try somebody else?
Exactly right. Yeah, and look,
but that's not Joe's philosophy. Mazzulla has this dopey thing about you just keep shooting them, and I think it's wrong. I mean, it's right with your best player. I think Brown and Tatum, I'm more willing to allow for that. But not once you get past the top of your roster.
Yeah, and when I say role player, I don't mean a bench guy. He's a starter, but he's a supplementary or complementary piece. If you put him in a place where he's got to be the second or third best guy on the team, it's a little bit of a stretch. The second for sure. Third, maybe, but not really.
Okay, we continue with your call. Celtics, Red Sox, Bruins, Vrabel fallout. It's all on the board. It continues at 617-779-0985. All the lines are full, but when someone jumps off, you jump on. That's the way that goes. Right back to you after these words.
Oh, yeah!
Thoughts, calls, emails.
Oh, yeah!
I get my jollies out of it. I do. I'm not a good person. Go ahead.
Felger and Maz. Oh, yeah! 98.5, the Sports Hub.
My goodness, a stunner at the Garden. We know the Celtics are a volume shooting team from deep, but last night Boston missed 37 threes, second most misses in a playoff game in team history. They missed 26 open three shots and only made just one single three-point shot over the final 3.5 minutes of the game. Back here with Vince and K. Perk. Was this really just a bad game here for the Celtics or a bad sign for Boston in the playoffs?
Yes. Yes, that's the answer. The answer is both, because here's why. Whenever we have talked about Celtic deficiencies in the last three postseasons, it has been they fought in love too much with the three-point shot. And it happened in the series against the Knicks where they got big leads and then gave it up because they fell in love. And last night they fell in love. You know what they tell you, don't fall in love. Just keep it for a little while. That's what happened last night. Perk, you have had your criticism of the Celtics. You cannot give up 50% shooting from three and then take 55% of your shots for three-point range. You got to have some diversity in your offense. The Celtics did not last night, and that can come back to bite them next round.
It's Vince Goodwill on ESPN stating the obvious. And they said it. I think it was Kevin Nagandi there set it up by saying that second most missed three-pointers in Celtics history. That's a pretty big stat, right?
Sure it is. Yeah, absolutely it is.
Second most missed three-pointers in team history. What'd they go in the fourth quarter, Maz, when it was twice a two-point game?
Let me give you the actual number in terms of how many they made.
Well, you said it.
No, I said they took 16 of 22 in the fourth quarter. 22 shots in the fourth quarter. 16 of them were three-pointers. They made only 4.
Got it. So you would tend to think that's like a pretty big facet of the game, right?
Absolutely.
Like the number one takeaway. A national analyst, no dog in the fight, just looks at you from the outside and says, well, that's not great. Goes right to the three-pointers. So you would think that would be a topic after the game last night, right?
You would.
No one asked Joe about it? There wasn't a question about the three-pointers?
It's unbelievable.
They almost set a franchise record for misses. They went ice cold in the fourth quarter when they lost a close game, and it wasn't brought up.
Boy, they are so sensitive about it, you can't even ask.
And they've been browbeaten into knowing that they shouldn't because they don't want to get yelled at by Mazzulla.
And you know why no one asked them about it? They were told not to. They were told not to a long time ago throughout the course of the season, and so they don't. And that's on the Celtics media. It's on the Celtics. The Celtics and their PR guys are just doing their job because they know Joe kind of comes off as a little unhinged at times, a little bit of a lunatic on things. And maybe the three-point shot is one of them. So they steered the media away from it, and the media is compliant. So the Celtics fans don't get the story. The obvious takeaway from that game on how they played, it's not really mentioned. Again, the only chance you have on that beat is Gary Washburn, who did the thing. Second guess Joe Mazzulla, and the approach. Adjustments are the key to these 7-game series, writes Washburn. Not only did, is it Nick Nurse? The
coach.
Sixers coach. Not only did Nick Nurse make changes that brought his team back and then in control, the Celtics responded with nothing more than the same game plan. Washburn's the only guy who covers that team who does this. He says when the threes are falling, they are nearly invincible. But that wasn't the case in Game 2. Celtics shot poorly from beyond the arc. The lack of shot making put pressure on the defense, which at times was porous. Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe were able to step into threes against the Celtics' heavy dose of drop coverage, and they knocked down shots. He says the Celtics can't be accused of taking their opponent lightly, but they can be accused of sticking to their convictions perhaps too long. Edgecombe, a rookie, is a 35% three-point shooter, and twice in 76 previous games he had made at least 6. Tuesday was the third time. He was 6 for 10, and the Celtics allowed a hot Edgecombe to continuously get open looks. The hope was he would eventually miss, but he didn't, and the Celtics realized if they shifted their defense towards Edgecombe, Maxey would get more open looks. Caught in that quandary for the entire second half, the Celtics didn't adjust much, relying on drop coverage to plug the paint, but it allowed more open three-point looks, and the 76ers took full advantage. So Washburn goes right to the lack of adjustments made by Joe Mazzulla. This would be a concern if I were a Celtics.
Brian Robb did have something similar on Mass Live.
Did he? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, Mass Live is behind some sort of subscription wall. Some of their stuff is, some isn't.
Yeah.
And I can't get on there, so forgiveness. My apologies to B-Rob if you wrote that.
No, but he said it was one of the biggest reasons is that what worked for them in Game 1, they didn't do it in Game 2, and they reverted. They took 53s, and he wrote a whole story about it.
Okay, good. But no one asked Joe about it. Isn't that crazy? You can't get into a conversation with the coach about game strategy because he doesn't want you to. That's the thing I'm talking about.
Blows me away.
But that's what would concern me if I was the coaching is a concern in the playoffs. Missoula certainly had a very good regular season and got young guys and a mismatched roster to overachieve and play hard night to night, and he did a good job turning the team over to Brown and all this. I give Missoula credit for all the stuff that he did in the regular season. The playoffs are different. Game-to-game adjustments, timeouts when you need them, ATOs when you need them, who's the hot hand, can you go to him? Like all those sort of things in the playoffs. It's just a totally different ballgame. And I don't think he's proven himself in the playoffs yet.
Well, and since you mentioned that, I do think Nurse had a hand in it. I think, they kind of baited him into the threes a little bit because I felt like they pressured him more out on the perimeter and got Tatum and Brown. There was more ball pressure, particularly late in the game, than there was early in the game. And Tatum had got, double teams a couple of times where he kicked the ball out to the perimeter. So part of me wonders whether Philly wants him to play this way.
That's how I would play him.
Absolutely.
Go ahead. We'll give you the 3. Our only chance is that you shoot yourself out of it. And the Celtics apparently are willing to shoot themselves out of it.
It is. It's so stupid.
Dean and Shrewsbury, thoughts?
Too many threes. I think Jason Tatum coming back has been a problem for them. They've been taking way more threes since he's been back. He's helping the defense, but he's helping the offense. And Felger, for God's sakes, 12 is not a team number.
Huh?
12 is not a team number.
I don't get what that means.
What's that mean?
He was saying the Red Sox are 12th in spending, so they're back in the teens. This goes back to the conversation you guys were having.
12 is not a teen.
I thought he said teen.
Yeah, team number.
Me too.
Teen. 12 is not a teen. I got it. You just can't reference something we said last hour. We forget it the second we say it. Jake in Boston on Vrabel, please talk about things that I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Just keep it quick.
All right. So 4 things are going to happen over the next few weeks on this story, which was on the Today Show this morning. So we're mainstream national with this. Number 1, Jen Vrabel will be the subject of paparazzi-style photos, probably in the seaport somewhere. Number 2, Dianna Russini will talk at some point. The question is to whom and for how much. She probably doesn't have a great pathway in football right now outside of hosting her own podcast or Substack, and this is the story that drives her initial wave of subscribers. Number 3, your coach is going to get caught on a dating app at some point in the next 6 months. Most likely Raya.
Okay.
And then number 4, someone's going to ask the very innocent Ann Michael May about this story, and I don't think she's had the proper media training to answer the question gracefully instead of giving a Nancy Kerrigan at Disney World type of facial reaction that will become its own story.
Okay, I'm going to stop you. I don't think any of these 4 things you need to worry about. I'll tell you why. Jen Vrabel's going to get her picture taken in the Seaport? Who cares? What does that say? Vrabel lives in the Seaport, or he was going to, or I don't know. I think he might be down there. I'm not even sure. But I think he lives in town somewhere. So you get a picture of Jen Vrabel in town. What does that do? 2, Russini will talk. I don't think she's going to do the tell-all thing. Not for a long while. I think I don't know her, but my guess would be she wants to be as close to still being an NFL reporter and commentator as possible.
Yeah, because if you start naming names and telling stories, you're going to blow that up immediately.
Right. Does she want to go from this to be like completely notorious?
No.
Tell all,
No.
bad girl, like bad guy, bad girl, like tell all, like that thing?
No.
I mean, listen, if in 5 years she's getting no work and she needs money and work, and that's what she has to do, then maybe she'll do it. But not anytime soon. She's going to want to be as adjacent to her current role as possible. So she's not going to spill the beans on people. She's not going to take anybody down. 3, Vrabel on a dating app. Okay, maybe. You know how many fancy people and NFL we all have divorced friends, right?
Sure, of course.
So you have one who's on some of these fancy dating apps. There's NFL coaches all over the place on him. Single NFL coaches. So big deal. But if he's single, if he separates and he's on a dating app, who cares? Is that a story?
No, I mean, no, especially if you're single. You got to get done, don't you? Like, what are you just going to show up to the bar and hope for the best?
And what I'm talking
way of the world now.
And talking to you people now, you can't go to a bar and meet women, can you? It doesn't exist.
You're asking the wrong guy. I don't go out.
Barthy, well, maybe I'm. These guys tell me, the youngs tell me you just can't do it.
Why not?
We don't have time to get into it. Well, because everyone's on an app.
Oh.
You just don't go into a bar and meet people anymore.
Weird.
Or pick up women. Or get picked up. It doesn't happen.
It's too bad. I was great at it.
4.
That was a joke, Mike.
I didn't take it as a joke.
Well, thank you.
I know. 4. What was 4?
I don't remember.
I wrote down 1 through 3. And of course, I didn't write down 4, so I forgot it.
Media tour.
Oh, Drake May's girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. Ann Michael May.
She's not going to say anything.
No, I don't think so.
Are you nuts? She's not. What she's not? She doesn't have enough media training to say I'm not touching that one.
She doesn't need it. Anyone asks a hard question, here's some cookies.
Yeah,
this will shut you up, stupid.
No, but she's not like
shut me up.
Right, same.
All she has to do is say, "Yeah, I'm not touching that one." You don't think she's capable of that one, Jake? Stop it. Try again, Jake. As much as you want.
How does he know she hasn't had media training?
I don't know.
I think he might
He's
be wrong.
He's a PR guy, isn't he?
I don't know.
Anyway, final segment of your wonderful thoughts, calls, and emails after Murray gets you updated.
Now, more of
Felger and
Burge on the Sports Hub.
The tip goes wide, rebound. Swayman eats that puck up, and then Benson. And here we go again as Tuck walks a piece of Zadorov. The linesman trying to separate those two. Zadorov goes right back at him.
Zadorov responds to the stick that was shoved into Swayman after he made the save.
Peak went back at Thompson. We still have 13:46 remaining here in the third period of Game 2. And again, it starts to bubble up. Back of the net. Thompson gets in. Benson and Peak grab one another. Thompson trying to get free. Peak and Benson still wrestling away. Now they're going to throw him. Peak and right hand. These guys have been battling here for minutes. Oh, Benson just threw it right with his glove on. Geeky now heads to the penalty box. Thompson's getting escorted off the ice, and he is hearing it from the Bruins bench right now. And we'll see how this gets sorted out. We've got ourselves a series.
The third period sure devolved in a good way for the Bruins, I would say. Anything that takes the Sabres away from playing hockey and doing that nonsense is an advantage for you. Because I think they're better at hockey than you are. So
I mean, it feels that way.
Feels like they've taken the cheese. Let's do a little mini lightning round. You're all lined up here. Let's try and be quick on this. Please, Dave in Rockport, go. All right, so Dave in Rockport, you're up. Okay, try us again tomorrow. How about Greg in Lincoln? Go ahead, Greg.
Hey, guys, the problem with Derek White's shooting percentage isn't that he's shooting more shots this year. It's just that he sucks. He used to be 3 and D, but now he's just D for D-bag that chucks up bricks 75% of the time. And speaking of D-bags that chuck up shots, did you see Marcus Smart was shooting like Steph Curry last night? The only saving grace is that he's full of courage, and he's going to be chucking up bricks again, and we get to see the wheels fall off this Lakers train.
Okay, I'm not worried about the Lakers yet. Derek White, I think your system has hurt Derek White. I think your system has hurt Jason Tatum. I think if Jason Tatum played inside the line more than outside the line, he'd be even better than he is.
He's really good inside the line.
And I think Derek White has gone too far with the 3-point thing. I think it's taken away from his game. It's a good deliberate. Like he's not explosive, but he can back you down.
Yes, he can.
You know, and he's got good physicality for a guard, a point guard. You know what I mean? Like he can deliberately, a little bit like Brown, sort of like Chauncey Billups a little bit, like get into the lane and physically control other guards. And he doesn't do it enough. He's just worried about spotting up and shooting an open three-pointer.
I mean, he is a really, versatile, sound player. And it's true. They reduced him to a 3-point bomber.
Scott in Canton. Go ahead, Scott.
2 questions. Number 1, do you think the Bruins will win tomorrow night? And number 2, do you think the Bruins will win in Game 5 or Game 6?
Well, Scott, I'm not good at predicting individual games. I think we're going to have a long series here.
Yeah, this is going to go 6 or 7, I think. I don't think it's going to go less than that. No, again, is it likely it'll be 2-2? My answer is yes.
But they're also the Bruins, and I could see them blowing it in some sort of spectacular fashion. The one prediction I will make about the Bruins in this series that I feel confident about is that Fraser Minton's going to get a goal. He was good last night. That third line, in general, was good. I didn't love James Higgins. I don't know how you guys felt about his night.
Give me a thought on Higgins.
He had a couple of bad turnovers in the Buffalo end.
One
early.
was on the power play.
Yeah, I think there was 2 on that power play. But either way, and then he had that terrible stick penalty in the third period with 8 or 9 minutes left. I didn't think he was that great last night. But otherwise, I liked that line.
I mean, the physical kind of game probably hurts him. I mean, he might be one of the guys on the Bruins that suffers from it. The team is better off, but I'm not sure that's exactly his, he's a little bit more of a skill and speed player. I'm not saying he's completely soft. There's been more there than we thought, but, I think you want to give him room to run around.
Gino in the car. Go ahead, Gino.
What's going on, guys? So I talked to friends and I talked to people about the Red Sox, and we've kind of been conditioned in a way to just know that the Red Sox aren't going to make any moves that will drastically improve this roster. So just kind of goes to show you that the ownership, even though, Matt, as you said, Henry does care about losing in the embarrassment, but his initial thoughts are to be like, well, they'll be okay with what they have and they're going to show up anyway, so why even bother to do anything competitive? So just kind of a spit in the face to all the fan base and everyone who bothers to show up.
I don't think Henry cares enough to change his business model.
Exactly.
He cares. Where I think you're right. Warner?
No, please. No, he could. I'm not sure. Warner,
0.0.
Yeah, I'm not sure Warner knows that even that they're 9-14. I think he's just, whatever. I mean, I think he's completely disconnected.
How about Mike in Old Orchard? Yes, Mike.
Hey, guys, real quick about the 3-point shot. The one thing that I haven't heard a lot about is that when you're chucking them up as much as the Celts do, you're creating mismatches on the defense. Fast breaks, you're flat-footed, you're gazing at your shot and wondering, if it's going to go in. It's really bad for the defense. It's bad enough for the offense, but it's really bad for the defense.
Yeah, fair point. I also think it just demoralizes them where they just don't dig in as much. They get down because the shot's not going in, and then that translates on the defensive end. I think that's a bigger thing, but it is part and parcel. 3-point shooting teams tend to be soft, and the Celtics shouldn't be. They don't have soft personnel. They're not soft defensively. But when you tend to stand down on the 3-point line, chuck and duck, it's just they sort of go hand in hand. So I think it doesn't play to what the Celtics' strength should be. Sean in Rhode Island. What do you got, Sean?
Yeah, just wondering if Sam Kennedy is aware that both teams have to play in the same weather. And I've come to terms pretty much with Henry's not going to sell the team. We know it's a cash cow. But I really do think the Red Sox could use an organizational shift, like bringing in a legendary type of front office guy who actually played. Bresbot really is a nerd masquerading as a relief pitcher. I just think that would do a lot for the fan base. And I'm not saying Neely's the perfect example of the Bruins, but
Sean, do you have someone in
something
mind?
like that.
Do you have someone in mind?
Pedroia.
Okay.
Interesting idea.
Thanks for the call. Is he in baseball?
No, I don't. I mean, other than
He's
coaching.
a coach out in Arizona, I believe.
Yeah, for his kids' teams.
That's what I was going to say. Like, is
That's
he
still coaching? Come on.
Well, I know, but he's not.
it's
He's not like coaching Arizona State. Is my point.
Yeah.
So
how would you feel about someone totally off the grid? Like when the Giants brought back Buster Posey, was he in the game or was he coaching his kids' Little League?
Good question. I don't think he was in the game though, and that hasn't gone very well.
Right.
So
there's that too.
Yeah. So now look, if it's and he's someone that has had
fans liked him though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Look again. So if you tell me it's in tandem with someone else, like do I trust Pedroia's baseball knowledge? Hell yeah, of course. Yes, but I don't think it's that simple. You got to overhaul the whole organizational philosophy.
Calvin and Natick. Go ahead, Calvin.
Hey, guys. I just wanted to talk about the adjustments you were talking about for the Celtics. I think that we need to start playing Vucevic more as an actual center, getting him in the post, having him take mid-ranges, because I think it'll open up the floor. I mean, there's no need for this guy to be shooting this many threes. I know Missoula wants to shoot the three, but I think it could just help the team. Just wanted to get your guys' thoughts.
Your thoughts on the big man rotation and your big guys in general.
Yeah, look, I prefer that he plays down there more, too. I'd prefer Tatum be down there more. And there were times where I thought they were doing that. That this is a part of what makes last night alarming again, is I thought they were past this, where they wouldn't completely just acquiesce and start chucking up threes. Because they've had so much success playing inside the line. Their offense is so much better when they're doing both. And in fact, when they're taking more twos than threes. I think they're borderline unstoppable when they play down there.
Let's do an email, shall we, please?
It's the Coleman Electric email of the day.
Dear Felga, I really hate you. And I think Maz is a boob.
It's electric. The Coleman Electric email of the day.
It's electric.
Send yours to Felger at 985thesportshub.com.
Email today brought to you by Coleman Electric, a bunch of really good electricians helping homeowners just like you. When you need an electrician, you want to call Coleman.
It's electric.
Electric.
It is electric.
KUHLMAN. Panel replacements, old wiring. How about a generator? They are the preferred vendor for generic generators. So that's who you want to be calling if you have a generator need, but really any electrical need, Coleman is your shop. Michael writes in, and he includes a picture on the bottom here, Maz. I don't know if you can see it, but...
Oh, yeah, it's a person.
Okay. He includes a picture, and this is sort of an inside joke, which I hate, but I just have to do it because it's just... He looks like the guy that is on our...
Oh, yeah. Security videos.
Our employee training security videos. There's this character that's kind of like a stoner with longer braided, kind of wavy hair. He's usually in pajamas. Murray.
He plays the bad judgment guy.
You do these videos, right?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, Murray.
You haven't done any of these?
No, I do them.
It takes a minute and 10 seconds.
No, they take 4 to 5 minutes. No, I hit play on them, and then at the end, I just click which one I think it is, and I usually get it right because it's common sense. But do I watch them? Sure.
Okay, well, I know who you're talking about.
These videos are really short, and...
They're 4 minutes, 5 minutes. That's
No.
They're usually 2 or 3 minutes.
They're never more than 2.5. They're short. They're short. Listen, there's plenty of... I used to, these employee training videos, the ones that, I'm not afraid to say this, I'm not full-time there anymore, at NBC Sports Boston, those were massive time-consuming things. You know who did those for me?
You kids?
Remember our intern, Whitey?
Yeah, Whitey.
I had Whitey do those.
Yeah, I don't know that I would trust his judgment.
It was just getting the certificate. These ones for Beasley, Murray,
they're quick.
And they're kind of clever.
Yeah, they're not bad.
They're not bad. They're kind of funny.
And the guy who plays bad judgment is that guy. The good judgment is usually a woman.
They're well done.
I'll take your word for it.
They're well done. They're clever. And after the 2 minutes are done, I'm like, oh, that was actually kind of clever.
And then there's that other guy who's like the office dork who screws everything up.
They have a whole cast of characters that's steady. It's like watching a sitcom.
Yeah, it is pretty much, yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's like The Office.
This guy is the bad judgment guy. For anyone here at the station or Beasley, it's that guy.
Definitely. Beard, red hair, unkempt.
He writes in, don't run from the facts, Felger. Big board is fraudulent. Hello, with the draft coming tomorrow, I once again send you this email in hopes that you actually face the facts head on and don't bury the reality that renders your big board fraudulent. See below. And then he's been on me for like weeks, if not years. This guy, the bad judgment guy. He says, hi, Felger. This is from a month ago. I wrote this email last year, too, but you probably decided to ignore it since it completely destroys your claim that your big board is just as, if not more accurate than the mock draft experts, which I agree is a ridiculous concept. This isn't to defend them, but just to point out the mathematical advantage you have. The mock draft people only pick the actual number of picks in the draft. So, for example, the Patriots have 11 total picks in this draft. So if an expert were to do a full mock draft, they have to pick only 11 players the Patriots will pick. You guys pick multiple people per position group. This nets out to like 40 or 50 total picks. It's not. It's I have the number. I don't think it's 50. I think it's like 38. It's up there. So obviously you will hit one or two. Try doing it with only 11 player picks and see how many you get right. I like the big board and all, but just to be upfront about your mathematical advantage. Love the show. Listen every day. Mike, i.e. bad judgment guy in Houston.
Oh.
No, I made that up, the bad judgment.
Oh.
But he does look like him. Pick apart the big board as much as you want with numbers or stats. We came on over 17 years ago and said simply, all you're dicking around with your pre-draft talk and this guy and that guy and this guy and that guy and how about him and what about him? And he's a good fit because of his pad level. And look at this guy's base and look at that guy's hip swivel. And on and on and on. Weeks and weeks and weeks of just jibber jabber with a million different names. We came on and said, we're just as likely to pick the guy as chucking markers at a magazine. And the fact is, bad judgment guy, dude in Houston, we were right. I don't care what numbers you throw at me. The broad point has been made. We talk about just as many guys the Patriots might draft as anyone else who are actually trying.
Right. It's about the method. The method is as effective as any other method.
So I don't care what kind. I know. I'm not saying that it's mathematically the same as trying to pick an 11. I'm not talking about the mock draft guy. I'm talking about the dudes that just talk about the thing for 3 weeks, like they know what they're talking about. Here's the draft. I gave it to you yesterday. I'll give it to you again. Weeks and weeks and weeks talking about 3,000 different names, of which your team takes only around 8, of which maybe 1 or 2 will be any good. What is the point of that? And so we don't engage in it, except for our big board, which has proven the point. Here's a giveaway. Caller number 10 to the contest line. Caller number 10. At 617-931-0985 will win a pair of 6-inch Marin Brunt work boots. I'm not sure if that's what I'm wearing right now, but I wear Brunt work boots every single day to work.
Yeah, that's a 6-inch boot.
That's a 6-inch. You know this?
Yeah, because it's not that high. It's about the height of the boot.
I don't even think about it. All I know is they're toasty warm because these jackals jack the air conditioning down in this room because they're running so hot. Maz is jackhammering his leg right now. Murray's all pissed off when he comes in here.
I do that all the time, hot or cold.
Right, so everyone's all hot in here, so they crank the air conditioning down in this room. I have to wear boots to keep my feet warm. So you'll win these. Caller number 10 at 617-931-0985 will win a pair of 6-inch Marin Brunt work boots, whether you're on the job or in the truck or in the radio studio. They're the boots for you. Call the contest line now. Just because these guys run, just because you people run hot, doesn't mean the room is hot.
No, it's warm in here. It's a little toasty.
It's you. Off-air show returns tonight as well. Myself and you, Big Jim?
I can, but I did see Kendra walking around. You want to get clicks on the thing? See if she'll do it.
Do what?
The off-air show.
She'll get more clicks than you?
Yeah.
Oh, you got a landslide.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
Just because the girl thing?
Yeah, people
yeah.
And people like Kendra. I'm a grump.
I don't think likability. This isn't a popularity contest.
She's likable and she's a great broadcaster.
I agree with all that.
Yeah, me too.
She's got an hour to go before she's on, filling in for Joe Murray. I think Kendra should do it.
I think you're going to sit your country ass down in that chair and give us 20 good minutes.
She sent me a very nice text the other day.
The Off-Air Show is brought to you by the Original Light Beer. This is on our YouTube channel, okay? The Sports Hub YouTube channel. It comes your way right around 6:05. It's brought to you by the Original Light Beer, Miller Lite, Legendary Stories, and the Off-Air Show. Start with the light. Here's to just over 50 years of Miller time. Final word? Hey, it's Felger here.
Now on Felger and Maz.
It's the final
We're recapping this 4-hour show in 4 minutes, which leads to the question, does it really need to be 4 hours long?
No. The final word brought to you by Town Fair Tire. If you are looking for the best deal on tires, there is only one place to go. That is Town Fair Tire. The best prices and great free services. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire.
Nobody.
Nope. You did say Maz was running hot today, and he was on air.
I think the guy who cares the least is Tom Werner. So I got to get that one off my chest. I don't think he gives a flying fish whether they win or lose. I don't think he cares one lick based on the comment he made on opening day. Werner does not care. Does not care. Rather would be on a plane to Paris. Based on how he talked on opening day, wouldn't even address the issue. Made some comment about the... we prefer to think positively or whatever it is. Can one of them please get angry at the team? Can one of them do that? Is that asking too much? Can one of them empathize with the fan base and say, we've let you down? Because what this team is right now is a freaking joke. It's a joke. Sorry, I didn't mean to go off.
No, it's great.
Why are you apologizing? This is a media thing. How in the bag the Celtics media is? Has anyone written or mentioned it locally?
No.
Because they were told not to. And so they just do as they're told. Like they were literally told not to. And so they don't.
But the whole idea that, don't ask us about this. Why do you get to decide? So the answer to the team should be, you don't get to decide. We ask you whatever the hell we want. You can answer it however you want. Do we tell you how to answer the effing questions? No, we don't. Answer them however you want. But we're going to ask them.
Nope. That's not the way it goes here.
So that one goes I find that to be appalling.
It is.
I'm insulted as a member of the media once they start to tell me what I can and cannot ask.
You should be.
Go F yourself. Seriously, go F off.
Working him like a cut man.
I don't know why I was so irritable today.
It's good.
It drives me crazy. What's the whole point of having the media if you're going to control the questions?
Believe me, don't you think
Seriously, go F off. It defeats the purpose.
Baseball Hour, Mess.
Yes, Baseball Hour. Jared Carabas in studio.
Carabas!
Yep, Carabas is here. We got plenty to talk about because the Red Sox suck.
We're back at tomorrow at 2. We're on location. We're at Banners.
Hurricanes.
Hurricanes tomorrow.
Excuse me. Hurricanes. We're at Hurricanes in advance of Bruins Sabres Game 3. And it'll be the final toss on the big board for quarterbacks, the grand finale, if you will.
Road big board. We'll have the crowd behind us.
Heading into draft night, it always gets a good pop in the bar. So that's the show tomorrow. Stay tuned about 8 minutes here for the off-air show. And that's that. See you guys tomorrow.
See ya.
Bye. Go F yourself. Seriously, go F off.